Hello my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLIfe YouTube channel. If you're meeting for the first time, welcome, and for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the energy of this week, mostly leaning into astrology, tarot, and allowing myself to channel because that's what I do best. And then we're going to be supporting that energy even further with our astrology predictions. Now, for those of you guys that like to dive really deep into astrology, let me just go ahead and say to you right now that astrology covers every aspect of our lives, not just the things that we're most interested in, like love and money and purpose and path. It will 1000% talk about energies that are showing up that could be controversial that we see in current events. Why? Because astrology is so real. It's so real. So for that reason, I'm just going to cover what you may experience and see in your intimate life. We're not going to go too deep into the transits as this week unfolds, partly because I'm not trying to trigger anybody or make anyone upset. But if that is something that you are okay with, that you're comfortable with, that resonates with you and vibes with you, I would definitely check out my Behati Love Notes membership, and we kind of dive into those energies pretty frequently. Okay, so go ahead and grab your coffee, grab your tea, and let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, my love, so I have my handy dandy notebook here. I'm really wondering how you guys are holding up in all of the astrological energies. Whoops, there goes my journal. I'm really wondering how you guys are holding up in all of these astrological energies right now. Why? Because we have so many planets right now that are currently retrograde, and one of the things that you are definitely feeling is the fact that there is this square, this crazy square between our sun in the new stages, the beginning stages of Virgo. We just had that beautiful Virgo new moon. I thought it was beautiful after all. And Uranus is transiting through Gemini. Now, whenever we see the sun, fire, and Uranus, air and ice, combating with each other, like battling with each other, we see explosions. So don't be surprised if you see those types of energies playing out in current events in your life, in your world. Also, looking back to the past new moon in Virgo, I know that a lot of people say that new moons in general don't tend to ignite type of energies, but they do, depending on the circumstances. If the climate is right, if the energy and the aura is right, it will absolutely set something into motion that honestly will last longer than if it was the full moon and you have that big explosion and then it kind of passes out and phases out. It's over and done. Whenever we see a new moon in Virgo, well, a new moon in general, but this new moon just happened to be in Virgo, the traits, the trends that we see kind of unfolding right before, during the new moon, and afterwards are going to be energies that we are watched. They're going to linger. We're going to have to learn how to pivot, divot. Is that even the right word? We're going to have to learn how to pivot and work with those energies because they're not going anywhere. So I'm really wondering how you guys are holding up. What is it that you've noticed in your life? What are some truths, some things that are unavoidable in your face, and or set the tone within you that you're like, I need to take care of this. Now, I hate to be so generic and basic, but Virgo does connect to the energy of cleaning things up, clearing things out, organizing and putting things into their places. Sure, this could represent physical energies in our lives, like cleaning up our house, cleaning up our room, but this could go a little deeper and will most likely go deeper in our relationships, communication styles, our expectations, career, wherever the universe and the way that the planets are showing up for you in your life, how they're transiting, that's exactly where we're going to see this energy telling us, teaching us how, okay, we need to take this seriously. We need to clean up this area of our life. Now, give yourself so much grace. And this is what I was telling those that were subscribed to Behati Love Notes and those who are working with me in the Divine Feminine, the immersion there. We want to give ourselves a lot of grace. Why? Because none of us are perfect. We are so human. People make mistakes. And if you're not making mistakes, you're living, you're learning, you're loving, you're trying to figure it all out. And you're under immense pressure from these planets. Saturn's retrograde, Neptune's retrograde, Chiron's retrograde. Who am I missing? Mercury was retrograde. Now is currently direct. Pluto is retrograde. Those major planets are creating massive breakdowns in our lives. Things that we have been holding on to. Things that the universe says, no more. I'm not allowing this anymore. And you are learning how to plant yourself in new positions that you may not have necessarily expected, or you don't feel like you may have called it in. There are parts of our journey where the universe and the angels and the guides and the ancestors and the divine support your intentions, and there's other things that are fated that fit your intentions and your wishes and your blessings into it. But then there's other aspects of our lives that we have to, it's fated for us to experience and go through it so that we can grow through it. That is just a part of our journey. It's a part of how our lives are written. And as far as I'm concerned, those stories of our life are written in the stars. When you pull the astrology charts, you can see it all mapped out. So I'm wondering if there's parts of yourself that you have been battling with that you need to start really focusing on clearing them up. This is the week to do that. Do it unapologetically. Ask for help. I've been saying this again in Behati Love Notes. There's a huge emphasis right now and focus on community and connection, relying on people who are masters in their craft, who have wisdom in their craft, especially if you need to hire a professional or work with someone to help you figure out or navigate through this season in your life. I know for many of you guys, after I said that in the last video, you were telling me how you finally are going to therapy or finally breaking free from your old therapist and realize that you are needing someone else to kind of help you navigate through this chapter. It is possible to outgrow your current therapist. Generational curses, blessings, things like that will be up and down, where you are figuring and seeing some patterns that that really are going down with you. You're not taking them, you're not passing those patterns on, and good for you. That takes a lot of strength. Also, if you are, that's another card that's been showing up lately is the Fool card. If you're one of the many people who have been connecting to the energy of starting fresh, starting new, even if it is creating heartbreak and pain, or even if it's not what other people want, do know you need ample grace to give to yourself these days and this time. Why? Because you're navigating through uncharted territories. I don't know, and let me know if you guys can relate to this in your life right now. Like, are there things that you originally signed up for, or things that you committed yourself to, relationships, jobs, whatever, like lifestyle stuff, that now that you're in it, look, there it is, the Fool card right there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the Fool card, that's who's been showing up. Are there things that you have been, that you've committed to yourself to in the past that you had every intention of keeping it forever or fostering it and growing it, but then it just started to break down? Let me know down in the comments if you can relate to that. Just be like, Jess, I witnessed the breakdown. I seen the breakdown, right? Let me know down in the comments. But also, that is a direct reflection of Uranus's transit into the sign of Gemini, and also the retrogrades. These major planets that impact our lives and kind of dictate the current energies and how we are invited to navigate through them, right? So if the universe and the planets are this big river, this big cosmic river, each one of us is this little fish trying to swim through it and mate, find our fishy friends, go to the fish school, travel to different parts of the river. We all have our different things. So each day will be different. No, you could step in the same river twice and it's not going to be the same river. So the energies are definitely shifting and changing, and those currents are pulling us in different directions. There's things that we can control, like how we react to those things and how we move and pivot. Our perception of what we believe about what's going on. If you hear any crying in the background, baby is going down with dad. They're taking a nap soon, which could be tough for both of them. You're just kind of doing your best to kind of navigate through these waters as best as you can. Another thing that I really want to talk to you guys about, and then I'm going to dive deeper into the cards that it is that I'm reading. Money, resources. I've been talking about that like a broken record, and I tried to kind of swallow it a little bit because I kept saying the same thing again, kind of warning you guys about money, resources, spending, saving for a rainy day. Hopefully you were following my advice with that. There is an opportunity to make some money that seems to come out of nowhere. Or is something that you weren't at the beginning of the year, probably weren't expecting. Now it's almost September, and there's something that is branching out or revealing itself to you. I would stay strong with that. I would remain flexible, especially if you're just like, no, like that's not what I was expecting. I think you'd be surprised how the universe looks out for you. Venus is doing a lot right now, and even though Venus connects to relationships and what we're attracted to and what we desire, it still connects us to material goods and wealth and where our money can kind of like flow and go. Venus is in this beautiful trine, honestly, with Saturn currently retrograde right now. Don't be surprised if someone here feels like a pull, a magnetic, intense pull towards someone, one of those tall, dark strangers that you just are like, what is it about that person? Take your time with this energy. Even though the planets are retrograde, I don't always cross it off my list. If you find yourself attracted or being, the chemistry is there. The retrograde alone isn't going to stop me from telling you guys to start something new. I do say go slow, enjoy it for what it is, and allow when the planet goes direct to kind of see how things kind of pivot and pan out before you make a hard investment when it comes to your heart. And always, I don't want to say protect your heart, but guard your heart. Just don't throw your heart anywhere, because that will really drain your energy, that'll drain your life force. So I'm not going to tell you flat out to not explore chemistry and connection, especially with someone who's mysterious. And this person's energy does seem mysterious. If it's not mysterious, there's this depth to them, and there's a sparking chemistry that's really sexy. I'm not gonna lie. For that, I would BFF Jess. She would encourage you to explore it. That's just me. That's what I would do. If you are someone who is cautious and hinders yourself, I guess, a little bit when it comes to love, you're more withdrawn and nervous. This is something that ultimately at the end of the day, it's up to you. But I would encourage you to explore any type of chemistry and connection that is passing your way. Why? Because it's practice for the real deal, or maybe this could be your person. And I'm just going to put that out there because I know that for a lot of you guys, a lot of you could be feeling a little beat up by love if you're dating and stuff like that. I understand that totally. So the first cards we have Five of Wands and the Fool card, which we knew that the Fool card was going to show up. We knew that, right? How many of you guys have been shuffling with me or independently on your own, and you just keep seeing the Fool card? Also, another card that's been showing up is the Wheel of Fortune and the Hierophant. Those are the cards that I've been seeing when I'm shuffling for Behati Love Notes, and then when I shuffle for myself individually, I'm getting those same cards. What are you shuffling? Like, what is the card that you keep seeing again and again? And if you're not seeing energy again and again because you've been neglecting your tarot practice, which is fine, shuffle now. Grab your tarot cards, grab your oracle, shuffle and see what you pull, what comes up. Let me know down in the comments and see if you have a buddy that has the same cards as you. Really interesting to see how that pans out. Okay, guys, I just am seeing Five of Cups reversed and the Two of Cups upright. I'm working with the B Tarot. I love this deck right now. I've been using it mostly for shuffling for myself and using another deck when I shuffle for Behati Love Notes. But again, this is talking about connection and things coming together, union. For someone here, many of you guys, I do see this being romantic. attraction, sexy, like the sexy vibe. I mentioned that earlier. For others, it could be in a space where energy feels broken, shattered, hopeless, sad, depressing. I think you would be surprised how this energy is going to shift. And again, Uranus squaring off with the sun, or the sun squaring off with Uranus, I should say, does create this element of surprise. And oftentimes when we're looking at the news, it's not the best news, we don't like to see what comes up. I'm not going to break down all of what we can see, and especially in the current signs that it's transiting through. Again, that's for Behati Love Notes. I'll let them know after this video what they can experience on the news, or what they will see. But really what I'm seeing, and also what regions, so it can be intense when we're looking at the world news, but in our intimate lives, oftentimes, especially if you're being safe and you're not taking any risky behavior, you're not driving fast, you're not jumping off of cliffs, and calling it a weekend's fun, which, what? You do that? Not judging, but what? If you are just a normal person, I think you would be pleasantly surprised how this energy can impact you and who can cross your path, and the electricity and the heat that you can feel from that connection. So definitely seeing that within the cards. The key is to keep your mind open, to keep your energy open. If you can find different ways to allow yourself to kind of lift the burden off of your shoulder and stress and get out and explore different things. The Fool card is big time for being curious and exploring different energies, the unknown, uncharted territories. That requires a lot of courageous energy. It requires a lot of boldness. It requires facing your fears. It requires making phone calls that you are crapping your pants over, but you got to do it. I'm also seeing that for some of you guys, you are really taking care of things that were neglected in your personal life. Again, this is the energy of maybe there's a room in your house that just always gathers dust, and you are going back and you are making it beautiful. The Two of Cups, for me, always connects me to the energy of Venus and making things pretty and beautiful. So I really see some of you guys going back and revisiting things that were neglected. Also, this could look like taking care of your finances again. I've been kind of not warning you guys, but encouraging you to check your money, your bank account, and make sure that things are good there. The next cards we have here, we have Seven of Wands reversed and Seven of Swords reversed. Let me sit with this, okay? Something is going to force itself into your face. This is not something that once you see it in this week that you want to avoid this. You're going to want to take care of it. Not only am I seeing this in the major planets, but I'm seeing this within the cards. We also have the Ten of Cups reversed and the Ace of Swords. If this is something like someone says something that is toxic, nasty, mean, that's not an invitation for you to be like, I just told me to deal with this, so I'm going to call them a nastier name back. Really what you're doing is you're taking notes and you're seeing something for what it is, and then you're addressing it according. That doesn't mean that you need to go in defensive mode. It just means, okay, clock that. I see you. That's how you move. That's what you're saying. Does this match with me? Does this vibe with me? Two of Cups. Is this reciprocated energy? Do our auras align? Do our energies align? If not, this is not the vibe, and I'm going to move forward and past. I don't need to find myself rehashing the same type of energy. I don't need to find myself in toxic patterns that I say that I've outgrown. Well, if you say it, be about it. Reflect that growth. Wow. Speaking of growth, my candle just went out. I was just like, I don't hear it crackling anymore. This is my sacred space candle. For some of you guys, when you get the candles, you're like, hey, Jess, when the candles burn out like that, what does that mean? I am very generous with the herbs that I place in my fixed candles that I fix for you guys. A lot of people kind of put a pinch in there. I don't do that. Why? Because I want it to continue to burn down. And when I'm focusing my energy and my intention on the fixed candles, I don't believe in being minimal. I believe in being intentional and not bombarding with all different types of herbs, but I don't scrimp on the herbs that it is that I use. So basically, if you've ever had that problem before, it's pretty much when the wax starts to melt and the herbs start to mix up. Especially this one has juniper berries, frankincense in it. and hyssop in order to create this space that I can channel for you guys. The juniper berries will kind of roll with the oil. So basically what it is that I do, and I'll be right back. You're going to see them wearing jammies. I just kind of pour a little bit of the wax at the bottom, and then I take whatever it is that I have. And in this case, it's a slip of Post-it notes that I use to mark my orders. And I just kind of push the herbs out of the way. If I was better at making videos and recording videos and editing and stuff like that, I'd probably have a zoom in moment, but I suck. So I'm just going to light it up. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You guys know I'm always 100% real with you. Light it right back up and we continue to go. If it burns out again, we're going to do the same thing. Why? Because the energy is mixing in there with that candle wax, honey. Yes, and providing the protection that is that we need. Okay, so diving right back in here, we have, the Four of Cups. Yup. Literally on the money. Four of Cups upright and the Judgment card reversed. There's something someone here sees, addresses, and is totally told by the universe, we're going to want to take care of this. If you don't take care of it, it feels like there's going to be consequences. For those of you guys that get mad at me, I see you, I hear you in the comments, I feel you, dog, when you'll be like, Jess, tell me exactly where that is. In order for me to do that, honey, you have to know that I would have to pull up your chart, I would have to pull cards for you, and there's how many people watching my videos or follow me on my YouTube channel. That would be a lot of people. So this is where I encourage you to have a relationship with your ancestors, your angels, and your guides. Ask them to tell you what's up. Why? Because Jess is tipping me off that energetically this is what's going on. So you meet me halfway, shuffle and pull for yourself, pull your charts if you can, and see what they are trying to tell you. I understand that there's different varying experiences and studies of tarot and astrology. Some people are really, really good at astrology, and there's some people who struggle with it, and it just doesn't. And some people are beginning, and some are advanced, and still advanced. I'm still learning every single day, damn near. Anytime I pull the astrology charts, I'm learning something. So, and that's why I love astrology so much. I'm just going to pivot for a second, but that's one of the reasons why I love astrology so much, because it's the only thing I feel that has really grabbed my heart, grabbed my attention, held it for years, and I still am learning something more and more and more. Like, astrology is 1000% my true love. Same thing with the tarot. I must shuffle the tarot every day. Not even lying. Not even exaggerating. So I would love, back to bringing it back full circle, I would love to pull your charts for you. I'm actually going to be opening up my books in October, but after I celebrate my birthday, my sister's coming and hanging out with me and the baby and everyone, so it's going to be really cool. But in October, I will be opening up my books for readings. I've already started getting some emails from you guys when you kind of heard that that's what I was going to be doing, and I see those. Also, pats on the back for me for being better at responding to emails. I'm terrible with it. I find it so overwhelming, which is really bad news bears when you're a business owner, right? You do the best that you can with what you can. But, yeah, what was I talking about here? Yeah, so I just want to tell you that if you see that there's something that the universe, the angels, the guides, the cards is saying, listen, you need to take care of this. You need to address it. Grab your handy dandy tarot deck. Ask and say, you could just say it just like how I'm saying now. Angels and guides, ancestors. I was talking with Jess this morning over coffee. She was in her office and I was in the backyard, and she said through the tarot that there's something here that I need to see and that I need to address. She can't pull on that right now, but I can. Show me exactly what it is that needs to be seen and addressed and taken care of to avoid things going left. I'm going to shuffle. Go ahead and get your deck. I'll wait. I'm going to shuffle. This card is standing out to me. You know when you shuffle the cards and they're like, oh, what is my intuition? I'm getting signs of something, and it's my what is my intuition telling me? And then you shuffle the cards, and then you get the High Priestess, and it's like, follow your intuition. And then you're like, ah! Like, that's why I'm coming to you. Literally, that's what just happened. So I have, okay, the question was, right? BFF Jess has entered the chat again. So the question was, tell me, angels and guides, what it is that I'm not seeing. The Seven of Pentacles reversed comes up and is like, hey, there's something here that you're not seeing. Yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm asking. I just find that so funny. But then, so just don't stop right there. And I was teaching this when I was teaching Sacred Circle Tarot School every day. Oh my God, can you imagine how much I was doing at that time? I look back and I'm just like, mind blown. Okay, so make the conversation with your tarot cards a conversation instead of a statement. Okay, you're telling me we're on the money right now, okay? Spirit is saying, listen, there's something that you need to see. There's something clearly. Seven of Pentacles reversed. What is that? Ooh. 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 Okay, well, I'm not going to share my cards until you share yours. What is Spirit saying that you need to see? Then I will respond and let you guys know after I get 50 people saying what they saw, saying what they're seeing. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna have to sit with this one. I have an idea, but I want to sit with this one. Anyways, my love, that is the energy of this week. I hope that your coffee is not cold like mine, but mom mode, so I've gotten used to that now. It just comes with the territory. You end up pouring yourself some coffee, and then little one decides that she wants to poop in her diaper, and then you gotta take care of that, and then she wants to play, and then she wants to cuddle, and then she wants to hug, and then she wants to kiss, and then by that point your coffee's cold. So I'm used to that though. Thank God for devices that heat it up once all over for you guys. But again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to connect with your energy. Thank you guys for being patient with me while I work through the apothecary space. Thank you guys to all of you. Let me show you who have signed up for the ritual boxes. Oh my God, look. These are what are going out. This is from the dark moon in Virgo. And this one too. I know that everybody is so poised and perfect on YouTube, but girl, we are real around here. I got pajama bottoms on, just a comfortable top. I just want to talk astrology and tarot with you guys and keep it authentic. I don't know if that backfires on me being a little too real, but I just have been doing this a long time, and I just don't, I'm always just going to be real. I'm always going to be real and authentic. So, again, if this resonated with you, if you needed to dive a little deeper with this, astrology, tarot, Behati Love Notes is definitely where it's at. You'll get less of my face and more of my channelings. It's just easier for me that way, and I do it from my altar. And the ritual boxes right now are shut down for September, but open for October. September's oils are going out, and I'm so excited. October, I'm actually going to be doing an invisibility oil. I shouldn't even be saying this out loud, but that shows you how excited I am. The fact that we're in August now, and I've already planned for October. I'm so excited. Yeah, we're going to do an invisibility oil. And for those of you guys who are like, invisibility oil, you'd be surprised. I have a tattoo that's actually, that's my baby, on me that represents not being seen by everyone and everything. Why? Because when you shine your light, it attracts a lot of different energies. And invisibility, like, it's not what people think where you're just like, oh my God, like you put an invisibility cloak on and you can't be seen. It just means that you're not noticed by people or things or energies or entities that want something from you. It makes it so that their eyes just kind of skim over and don't see, or something kind of distracts you. And if you want to talk about protection, I feel like that is very, very protecting. As we're going into, a lot of people don't even know how to do invisibility oils or candles or anything like that. So I'm really excited to offer that to those of you guys that are subscribed to the ritual boxes. And it's the month of the burrs. Like, each month now is going to be a burr. September, October, November, December. It's going to be so fall-y, so wintry, and ultimately I just feel like that's when magic really, really thrives. So that's what you can expect. The links for that will be down below. Until then, you guys, thank you again so much for allowing me to shuffle and pull and connect with your energy. I'm so glad that we have this time together, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.